You came back. Excellent. So, we did our face. Now we're gonna do some eyeshadow. We're gonna complete the look. We've set our stage and now we're gonna kind of start setting up the main attraction. The most important thing to remember is this is an eyeshadow look and it can go with any dress. It can go on anyone of any age, shape, size, or face structure. I'm gonna tell you how to adjust it for your own face. We're gonna show you how to keep it simple. I'm gonna show you how to dress it up and add some glitter. We're also gonna learn a couple of the basic rules about glitter. So, without further ado, let's get back to where we were. And now, we just have the basic face on, so we can just get right to it with the eyes. This is an eyeshadow look that you can wear with any dress. It's going to highlight your eyes really well, but it's never going to clash with a dress. You can make eyeshadow looks that go with a particular dress. That's one of my favorite things to do. But I'll make separate videos about those. This is just something that you can practice and you can just do for any competition, any dress, even if it's an in-house showcase, or say you're a dance teacher or a dance professional and you have a lot of costume changes you gotta go through and you can't be matching your eyes to every single dress. This will cover it all. I'll talk to you a little bit about some products I really like and just kind of like a quick and easy palette that you can get that will cover all of these things. Maybe you don't like glitter yet. I think everyone should love glitter. Glitter, when you love it, it will love you back. It will add so much sparkle just to your life, in addition to your face. And so I'll talk a little bit about the application of glitter, how to do it well, how to do it safely. If you do it well, I think you'll learn to love it. It's usually when it gets messy that people really hate it. And it's another thing, I believe it's for anybody of any age. So never feel like you are too old for glitter. You are too old for glitter when you say that you are. Let's get to it. Just like how we started with our face, primer is key. There's a couple different primers I really like. Choose your favorite. And again, if you're gonna spend cash somewhere, this is where I really think that you should spend it. Spend it on the primer because you can put anything over a good primer and it'll look at least okay. If you put really good product over a bad primer, there's only so much it can do. So, my number one is the P. Louise. This is Holy Grail because it's creamy enough, but it's also dry enough and pigment really sticks to it. It comes in several different colors and you want to get an eye primer that's slightly lighter than your skin tone because you really want to brighten up this area. I also really like the MAC paint pots. I strongly recommend the soft ochre if you have a neutral or yellow skin tone. There's another one that's a little more peachy that I would recommend for someone who's really pink. I'm gonna take my little primer brush. It's actually a mini concealer brush, but the point is it's flat and it's small. So I'm just gonna take a little bit. A little bit goes a long way, so just a little bit on the brush. So I'm using a brush, otherwise I like using my fingers sometimes, so I'm just gonna take it, I'm gonna brush it up underneath my eyebrow to kind of get that nice line. And then I'm gonna spread it out over the middle of the lid and then work it out to the sides from there. And this is where I like to pat because kind of like the Beauty Blender, it gives it a little bit more of a natural texture. I also like to pat a little bit underneath my eye. And I bring it out just a little bit so you can see how this eye looks a little bit brighter than this one already. Get a little bit more on this guy. So we did that. Now we have a base. And kind of like how the powder, when we set our face with powder and then we were able to blend on the different colors of powder over it, on our eye we're gonna do what's called creating a transition shade. And a transition shade is where you want something on the edges that you can blend the shadow into. And since this is ballroom dance makeup, I'm going to use something that is close to white. I have some Urban Decay shadows. I really like these because you can buy them in singles, and you can buy them with different glitter amounts and different undertones. So Polyester Bride is one that I really like. If you're a little bit darker skinned, you might like Blonde. And these are just kind of my go-tos. If you have a white-ish shade in a palette that you really like, use that, because convenience is also a big thing if you're traveling. So the way I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna take a big fluffy brush. So this is another Omnia brush from Royal, and I'm just gonna kind of get a little bit of that white powder on my brush, and I'm gonna go start at right underneath my arch and blend it into my tear duct and then outwards. So I'm gonna start here and just kind of now it's really bright. Just gonna do the other side. You don't want to get it too far down your eye because you're going to be putting other colors in there. And now I'm going to do the base of my makeup, which is the base color. And I'm not going to do black or gray. I'm going to do brown. And there's a reason I want to do brown. I personally really don't like the heavy black smoky eye makeup. I don't think it's a smoky eye, it's just black. I don't like that super heavy black makeup on dancers for a couple of reasons. You're in a world of color. Why are you only using black? If you put a lot of heavy black on your eye, you're actually making your eye look smaller. It's gonna look closed. It's gonna look small. It's not gonna highlight expression, which is the whole point. If you are more than 20 years old, it's going to age you. But we see it a lot, and so a lot of people think that that's what they want or what they need. There's a zillion other things you can do. I've created a million looks that use white and silver and black, but I use them to create shape on my face as opposed to just hiding it. You don't want to hide it. So I recommend brown. So if you want just a quick palette that has all the stuff that we're gonna use in here with one exception, I like the Juvia's Place, because for the price point you can't beat it. You get a lot of product and you have a lot of colors. You have shimmers, you have mattes, and you have bases, and then you have highlights. Perfect. That's all you need. So first things first, I'm gonna take another fluffy brush that's smaller, and I'm gonna get some of this kind of medium brown on here. And I'm just gonna start in the middle, and I'm going to run it along the upper part of my crease. And I'm going to take it upwards and out. I'm not really worried about the top of my lid just yet, so I'm not worried about this part. So your eye has a couple parts to it. You have your brow region, you have your crease, which is where your eyeball meets the rest of the socket, and then you have your lid. And so I'm kind of going into the crease, but I'm blending it upwards and outwards. And always twirling, twirling, twirling towards freedom. And it's okay if you get close to this corner of your brow. We'll do brows later, and there's some tricks in there to really make this look like you have enormous eyeballs. You just want to blend it until it looks blended. If you're an older lady, or you have hooded eyes like I do, the way you want to check that you have enough color is open your eye and make sure that you can see the color right at least over your irises. I'm now going to take a crease brush, which is a smaller brush that's a little denser, but it kind of comes to a point, so you can kind of just jam it in that eyeball. I'm going to take this dark brown and get a little bit on there. And I'm going to start at the outer corner of my crease and just push it in a little bit. You see that? And then I'm going to blend it into the crease. Relax your eye a little bit so you can kind of really get it in there. You can kind of use some swirl motions, not too big in the corner, and blend it out. Alright, so now we're starting to really get some shape on our eyeballs. Even now, look how much bigger my eyes look, and it's not heavy. It just looks like my eyes are bigger. I don't have all this intense black makeup all over myself. We're gonna work a little bit on the lid, and then you can stop there if you want, but then we're gonna do some glitter. So for the top of the lid, you can choose any number of shimmer shades. You've got gold, bronze, kind of a couple different coppers. I recommend something that's lighter than this brown. So I would say either this gold or this copper, or even this one if you're kind of on the pink side. I'm gonna use the gold, so I'm gonna use this one. And I'm just gonna kind of press a dense brush into it. And I'm gonna start in the middle of my lid and press it. It's a shimmer shade, so it's gonna be kind of dense, so you just kind of wanna press it. And then you want to very gently blend it up to the crease and a little bit into the edge of your eyeball. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Alright, so now I have color on my lids. We did that with 3 colors. And just kind of how I said, get yourself a nice, like, white-ish single. It's worth it to invest in a really nice, deep, high-quality matte black eyeshadow because you're going to use it for low tones. I really love the Natasha Denona Matte Blackest Black. She is well loved, and so I'm going to take a smaller pointy brush. I'm going to get just a little bit on there. And we're gonna be real gentle. Real gentle. We're gonna poke into the crease here. Get up here. And we're just gonna run it along that crease. And then just very gently blend it out. Please get used to good enough. Please get used to good enough. I mean, I'm certainly a perfectionist myself when it comes to my makeup, but I had to learn for good enough. Because if you practice, soon your good enough is going to be pretty darn good. Alright, so now I have a little bit more of a defined crease. And that highlight on the lid is what really makes my eyes look big. The separation of pieces of the eye is what really makes it shine. And so even though I have hooded eyes, I look like I have a lot more eyeball. You know, look at those eyeballs! Before we do glitter, I prefer to do liner before I do glitter because it's really hard to put liner over glitter. And plus, if you were just stopping here, this is where you would do liner anyway. 2 really important parts about eyeliner. I would recommend learning how to do it with a liquid or a cream because pencils, they can pull and drag on your eye, especially if you're a mature lady, because then you have a little bit extra skin and it just jerks it around and it's hard to be accurate. The two liquids I really like are the Brush Tip MAC liquid liner. This sweat cannot touch it. I also really like, for a little bit deeper of a color, this Marc Jacobs Fine Liner Gel. It's not a brush tip, it's a felt tip, so it gets a little bit dirty, but as long as you take care of it, you can manage it. And I'm gonna give myself a little wing, but I'm not gonna bring it into the corners of my eyes. Like, some people really like that Egyptian or cat eye. I don't like it because I have close set eyes. So if I make the middle of my face dark, it's gonna bring my eyes in even further. I don't want that. I also have small eyes, so I don't want to close them. I want to open them. So I'm going to only go in so far to the corners, and I'm going to actually extend it outwards. And remember, draw the face you want onto yourself. And so I'm going to start at the crest of my eye, go along my lash line, I'm not going to close it. I'm going to follow it to right about where my iris would end. Very gentle. And then I'm going to draw a short line that angles towards where my brow would meet it. That's my wing. Now I'm going to take this point and I'm going to connect it to the top of my eye. I can do this very quickly because I've done it a million times. Practice. As Juno Birch would say, stunning, just simply stunning. So, bottom liner. So I'm going to use a white liner on my waterline to open up my eye. I really like the Marc Jacobs fine liners because they're so small, but it's the same gel formula they have in their larger liners, which are like this. And the Apocalypse itself will not move this from your face. All the way to the corner of my eye. My eye looks even more open. It's crazy. You might say, Dee, how do you get used to poking yourself in the eyeball? Why aren't your eyes watering? Well, it's because I'm used to poking myself in the eyeball, and my eyes don't water in response anymore. That's it. It's just something you get used to. You know, it's like if anything in dance that feels kind of unnatural at first, or, you know, it, I don't know, feels a little strange. This is the same thing. The more you do it, the more your body just gets used to it. And then underneath that is where I'm going to take the black fine liner, and I'm gonna go underneath my lashes. But I'm not gonna connect it to the corner of my eye. So, there's our liner. I'm going to do two things. I'm going to take a small flat brush. I'm going to take this black again, and just like you would set a cream with a powder, I'm going to kind of poke into that black liner to set it. Will make it very sweat proof. This this is the part where we do the glitter. This is my favorite part. Rule number 1 of glitter. You need good glitter and you need good adhesive. My favorite glitters are the Lit Cosmetics. I'll put a link down in the description. And so I'm gonna use a couple different brown colors today. This one is the one that I will be using primarily. This is called Fall in Love. The other one I'm gonna use is this guy. It's Rhinestone Cowboy. And I'm gonna do it with 1 colored glitter for those of you who just wanna try something, and then I'll do 2 for those of you who are really being adventurous, and I want everyone to be adventurous. I'm gonna take the tiny little brush that they give me, and first things first, before you open the glitter, put down a washcloth or some sort of towel. Safety first, friends. So I'm gonna open it. And the reason I love this is because it's a very nice neutral coppery brown, but it has all these beautiful reflex in it. So I'm gonna take it. I'm just gonna dip that in there. Get a decent amount of the adhesive. And then I'm just gonna take that and go boop and get the glitter on there. And then I'm going to very gently start in the center of my lid and brush it on. Take it easy. Yeah, that's how it's gonna look. Oh, so gorgeous. Let it dry. This is a big part where I would use the little mini hair dryer in the bathroom. Oh, and when you are done with the glitter, put the lid on. Put the lid on the moment you are finished with it. I'm gonna open up a Rhinestone Cowboy. Look at that. It's a holographic deep brown. Get it on the brush, and I'm just gonna go into the corner and just tap it on. So it just extends my eye a little bit. Put the lid on. And there you have it. So now that our glitter is dry, we're gonna do a couple last minute things to punch it up, and then we'll be ready for lashes and brows. Final touches, and these are important. I'm gonna go back with that crease brush and that black shadow. I'm gonna get just the tiniest bit. And I'm gonna go into the corner where my glitter meets my liner. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more pigment along that line. And so now it really looks like a crease. The last thing we'll do is just add a little bit more highlight. I'm gonna take this little eye highlighter brush. I know, there's a brush for everything. I'm gonna take that Prosecco pop that we used on our face, and I'm gonna get just a little bit of it. You can also use the white shadow, whatever you like. And I'm gonna just punch it up right underneath my brow. So for the corners, I'm gonna go back with that white shadow I was using. And I'm gonna just and so now it's really, really bright. It's bringing the right kind of attention to the middle of my face. And so that's it for eyeshadow. I would recommend, before doing your lashes, at least, to maybe use some setting spray. The setting spray I really like is the Urban Decay All Nighter. It's a classic. It goes with every single dress you have. I will see you in the next video, and then we'll do some brows and some lashes. And thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon. All right, everybody, that's it for today. So if you want more of this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can click the little red button down at the bottom, hit the bell to make sure you never miss a thing. I really want to thank Brent Mills of Music Mills for providing the music I use here on my channel. If you've been to a dance competition, he's probably done your music. He also has his Music Mills program, which lets you organize your music for your studio. You can speed things up, slow it down, adjust it. And he also runs Ballroom Playlist, which you can get brand new ballroom dance music sent to your inbox every single month. It's fantastic. I also want to thank Carly for all the amazing editing and tech help she's given me. And I also want to thank you guys. Thanks for watching. And always come back soon, because you've got to get your daily dose of vitamin D. It's good for you. All right, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Mwah.